so excited!
I am. I can't help it. I told you guys earlier in the week I was only going to do the best of, and then I thought, you know what? I have so many stories, whether it's stuff I found or you guys sent it in to me via DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com or on social media at DeHuff Podcast. I have so many stories. It can't wait till next week. So here I am on a Thursday recording for you guys. And it's crazy. I had a great week of vacation and went over to Glenwood Springs, Colorado. If you've never been, very beautiful. They have those natural hot springs that you get to go into this gigantic pool with different levels of warmth. And it's really cool. And a lot of the native tribes believe that they have healing powers and stuff like that. It's really a great atmosphere and had a good time. But I will tell you this. I'm going to give you some advice for the next time you go on vacation because I made a huge mistake. And it makes sense now, but we just drive into town. My wife's like, let's go get something quick and easy near the hotel and just so we could stretch our legs and get something easy to eat. I'm like, great. So she finds this burger place, great burger place. And I'm reading through and I'm like, I don't know what I want to get. My son got this one burger and I'm like, I don't want to get what he's getting. I'll get something else. He got like a Gouda burger. And I'm like, I don't want to be the samesies. I don't want to do that, right? For some stupid reason. Literally, that's the only reason I didn't get that burger because it looked delicious. Again, hindsight 2020. I decide, ooh, they have a spicy burger. Guess what it's called? Hellfire Burger. That was my first warning that I ignored. I get it. And I should have read the ingredients too, because that was the second warning. There was no jalapenos. It was a sauce that makes it super spicy. I eat it, guys, legit hot. Legit. Crazy hot. I can usually handle spicy food. Couldn't handle this. Couldn't. And what bugs me is they put a bunch of ingredients on there. I want to say there was like some mushrooms and some sauteed onions and blah, 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 all this stuff, right? I couldn't taste anything. The hot sauce was so hot, it numbed my taste buds. And I tried to eat French fries in between burger bites. That just made it spicier. Drinking my soda, not a good choice either. My bowels were so upset for almost 24 hours because of that. That's a mistake. Don't do that. Don't. Unless you're at home and you're one of those people that are like, you know what I want to do? I want to upset my gut. I was so mad. So mad. Bad idea. And so that was the first negative thing. Second negative thing was the hotel we stayed at. We went away from the Glenwood Springs main hotels. We're like, let's go to a slightly nicer place. So we go to a place. I'm not going to say the hotel's name. Marriott. Residence Inn. Right? Not going to say it. Maintenance left our door open for about 5 hours because we said there was a squeaky door, and they're like, can you go in there? Because it wakes up, like when I use the restroom, it wakes up my daughter in the other room. They're like, yeah, we'll fix it. So they do that, but they left the door open, literally open, so anybody could walk in, steal our stuff, or do anything in our room and leave. Left it for roughly 5 hours. I complained to a supervisor. Their jaws dropped. They're like, that's unacceptable. I'm so sorry. We'll give you free parking. We'll talk to our, because you have to pay for parking. We'll talk to our GM. They'll give you a call and see if there's anything else we can do. That call never happened. It never did. Guys, this is another reason why managers, you need to take some sort of management classes, because there's people in the management world that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Drives me nuts. My poor daughter was scared to death to go into that room after we saw that it was open. And, I had to sweep the entire place. And because we splurged and got like a two bedroom hotel, right? And they did nothing. They did not. They essentially backhanded us because we told them this on the second day we were there, and we still had like 2 more days left. Isn't that ridiculous? Come on. Why is my voice going up so high? What's going on here? Anyway, so that's going to lead to a conversation with corporate. I will be dusting up the old computer machine and and sending them a message. Going back to the vacation, I got to admit, the people that work in the cave system at Glenwood Springs, they're perverts. And I'll tell you why. And I appreciate it. I'm not knocking on them. I appreciate what they do. Do you know what they call the fastest growing stalagmite? That's the things that grow from bottom up due to dripping water. Guess what they call it? Any guesses? They call it Oscar because it looks like a dick. They don't say that, but that's what they're thinking. Okay, they're like, "Oh, Oscar Mayer, look at that." Or it's Oscar, somebody that they knew an Oscar back in the day, and that dude could grow fast. I don't know. It's funny. It was so funny. It was ruined by the hotel, and also we had people above us that were constantly stomping and walking around and blaring their TV overnight. And you can talk to the front desk via the app, and we're doing that, and nothing was ever done. And nothing was ever communicated back to us. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. It pisses me off. Again, more things to complain about. But anyway, learn from my mistakes. We got tons of great headlines to get into. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's jump into those.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
This one was actually sent in from J.R. Slick. And I showed this to my father-in-law, who I saw over this past week as well. And I was like, dude, look at this. He's like, that can't be right. Keep in mind, he's a former battalion chief firefighter for North Metro, and he's seen some shit. He has. And he's like, that can't be. I was like, yes, here's the court documents. And his eyes were bulged, mouth agape. It's crazy. An Indiana man cut off his own penis, dumped gasoline on it, then used it to light a blaze inside a neighbor's garage. That's according to police. Scotty, I think he misunderstood how to make a Molotov cocktail. You get it, Scotty? Cocktail. Yes, I get it, Connery. My God. Hey, Scotty, I heard that if you rub 2 of those together, it can start a fire. Well, at least, isn't that what Scoutmaster Kevin taught you back in the day, Scotty? Yeah, but it never worked. I mean, no, Connery, stop it. You're welcome. The man's name was Christopher Peden. He's the one who allegedly chopped off his penis. That's I remember why I wrote that. I copy pasted that, his name, and it says allegedly chopped off his penis. Why are we trying to be PC? Enough with the allegedly. He cut it off, set it on fire. He poured gasoline on it, and was like, I'm gonna light this garage on fire. Why not? It's his neighbor's garage. It's terrible. Enough of the PC stuff. He did it. He ended up admitting it. I don't know why you keep putting allegedly. My God. And FYI, he is being charged with arson and is due in court next week. What Jesus. How do you explain that one to your insurance company as the neighbors? So how did the fire start, sir? Well, my crazy freaking neighbor, Todd over there, whatever his name, Christopher, cut off his dick, set it on fire and then threw it on my workbench. Oh, we've seen everything. That's not the first time. Really? What? No. Wesley Howard of Sumner, Washington, speaking of fire, said he was asleep with his fiance when his fiance woke him up just after midnight on July 5th. So obviously that's July 4th going into the next day. He said he got out of bed because he saw an orange fireball between two houses and quickly realized the fire was already spreading along the fence line. Once a fence starts on fire, it's going to go quick. That wood is dry. Scotty, speaking of dry wood, Connery, not now. Sorry. That wood's just going to go up quickly. So he jumps to his feet, gets a fire extinguisher, and fights the fire completely naked. And there's some people that are like, oh my God, can you not put on pants? Dude, no. Good for him. Good for him. Scotty, I believe he was fighting the fire with two hoses. Yes, he was, Connery. He was. Good for him. If he waits to go get underwear on or shorts or anything, that's a matter of it going from one fence line to another. So good for him. I hope he gets awarded by his neighborhood, right? Get him some underwear collectively, fire retardant underwear. Gift it to Wesley Howard, please. He's a hero. And all joking aside, that's what I would expect from anybody. And don't give him shit. He saved the day. He could have saved a lot more than fences. He could have saved houses and lives. So good for him. Fighting it with his cock out. Fighting fire with my cock out. You're welcome. Nearly 1,200 people in Michigan, 200 in Ohio, and a few scattered across the East Coast have been diagnosed with a parasitic infection that can cause weeks, not hours, weeks of watery diarrhea, making it the largest such outbreak in state history, of course, in Michigan, that is, and one of the nation's largest in years. Cyclospora, I think is how you pronounce it, is a microscopic spherical parasite that commonly causes watery diarrhea. I shouldn't laugh at it, but that's terrible. With frequent and sometimes explosive bowel movements, according to the U.S. Center of Disease Control and Prevention. So the heat-loving parasite infects the bowels and spreads through feces. In the past, people have been infected by consuming fruits or vegetables that were exposed to feces-contaminated irrigation water. Shit water, to be professional about it. Fresh produce should be thoroughly washed. Just because this isn't just in Michigan and Ohio. You should just be doing this now because who knows how far this is going to spread. And the last thing you want to have is explosive diarrhea, okay? But you got to wash it thoroughly before you eat it. But to be honest, that's not a guarantee to get rid of it if you wash it. The best recommendation is to cook it. Obviously, you're going to want to get it to at least 100. I think it's 158 degrees is what they're recommending. But they're saying avoid the pre-washed lettuce, like the bagged lettuce that says already been washed. I love those things. Can't use that. Instead, buy whole heads of lettuce. Is this big lettuce trying to, fight the pre-bagged lettuce people? Is that what's happening? Big lettuce always fucking shit up. They're contaminated. They're the ones shitting on the other shit. Whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm an idiot. And what they're saying is you buy the whole heads of lettuce, then you remove the outer 2 or 3 leaves before washing the remaining leaves under water. I suggest buying that fit or something like that. Don't put bleach on it. Don't be a dummy. Like I said, they also suggest to cook vegetables when possible. But here's what's crazy when you look at it. This is mostly a Michigan thing. So maybe they need to just stop shitting on their produce. Is that what's happening? Okay. It's either big lettuce or Michigan people are just going around shitting where they eat. Is that what it is? Fucking sickos. I know a few people out in Michigan. Bill, what you doing? He's like, what? I'm taking strays during DeHuff Uncensored. What the heck? It also made me think, you guys remember COVID when that was sweeping not just the United States, but the globe. Well, I should say, but in the United States, what was the one thing that flew off the shelves with COVID? Toilet paper. Is that what we're going to see? Or is there, if this became a worse thing? By the way, I don't believe anybody's died from it. There have been like 40 people go to the hospital due to dehydration and stuff. But nobody's dying from it. It's just disgusting. What's the thing that gets out of hand that people just like this starts sweeping the country? What are people going to do? What are they going to buy? You can't say toilet paper. You can't say toilet paper. That's obvious. What's the other thing? Adult diapers. I say it's going to be adult diapers because people are going to refuse to admit they're sick, right? And then they're going to go to work and be afraid to shit themselves. God, that's scary. I feel like that's worse than getting COVID when COVID was really bad. I don't want to have explosive diarrhea. Oh my God. Pick your occupation. That's the last thing you want to have during any sort of job outing. All of a sudden, you just have explosive diarrhea. My God, that's scary. Scary. An experienced, a pair of experienced campers in Britain broke Guinness World Record's record by erecting. I said that way wrong. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. By erecting their 2-man tent in a time of 1 minute and 4.95 seconds. Scotty, that's nothing. I can pitch a tent in about 2 seconds. 10 if you're making eye contact with me. Henri. That's why I don't look you in the eye. That's terrible. What a dumb thing to get the Guinness Book of World Records for. I feel like that's a long time. That being said, I don't feel like trying to break this record. I don't. Hey, who wants to pitch a tent with me? I do, Scott. I do. What you doing tomorrow night? Well, not pitching a tent with you. That's weird. So weird. There was another one that I meant to, where was the thing? Oh, a Chicago man attempted a Guinness World Record by walking the distance of nearly 33 feet while holding a balloon between his knees. He literally looks like he's from Michigan and has explosive diarrhea. He does. He's like, oh, God, oh, God. Oh, shit. It's going to happen. Everybody get away. That's so terrible. Guinness World Records, guys. Again, I say this all the time. Pick something. Pick something bizarre. Like holding a balloon between our knees and walking 33 feet. I didn't see how long he had to go and how fast it was. But I think we could do something. So ridiculous. Where was I? I skipped around. Waymo, the self-driving cars. They kind of are getting credit for arresting 2 teenagers. And I'm all for it. Waymo's getting a bad rap as of late. So this is some good news for it. Because I visited during spring break, my family and we went to the Scottsdale, Phoenix area. And there's those Waymo. Is Waymo? Is that how you pronounce it? Waymos are everywhere. Self-driving cars. They're cool, but you always see on TV there's like a Waymo in the wrong lane. It was in the opposite direction of lane is crazy. That's scary. You see it stopping on train tracks. You see it doing a lot of stuff like that. So this is a shining light, and I appreciate it. What happened was it had two passengers, two teenagers, and they're both 15 years old. You know, the age where they know everything and they're mature. According to the article, the 15-year-olds allegedly were drinking alcohol and shooting water beads from a toy gun as they rode in the driverless car on Monday of this week. The police, that's according to the police's social media. Waymo stopped the car in a parking lot and notified police, where the teenagers were detained by like 5 officers. That's great. I like that. Come on. Because they thought they could get away with it and be little dicks. They're like, what are we going to do? The AI computer car ain't going to do squat. And AI's watching you, buddy. Come on. I was over at my father-in-law. I got to say this before I make fun of him for not knowing technology. I have to praise him. He's a retired battalion chief for North Metro Fire, a legend in the industry. If you know anybody that listens that's in firefighting in the Denver metro area, Tim Hanlon, legend. Okay, they're all if they've been around, they know. They're like, oh dang, tip my cap to that man. So he had a lifelong dream to build a home in the mountains, and we got to see it completed over the week, and it's beautiful, right? He did a fantastic job. A lot of hard work, not only throughout the years, but just building the thing itself too. It was great. It was really neat. Now, that being said, to make fun of him and anybody his age, so I'm not necessarily just poking fun of him. But there was a problem with his like Pandora, and it was, and I ended up somewhat fixing it, I think. He's like, I don't know. I was like, have you cleared the cache on your app or anything? He's like, I don't know what cache is. What? So I had to try to troubleshoot that. I think I fixed it based off of it was playing just too high of quality audio for the bandwidth, and I think that fixed it. But then he also had these, the new, not necessarily washer and dryer, but like stoves and microwaves and stuff. They're all like push button. They're all fancy, right? And he's like, I don't know how to work this. So my wife and I were like, this is how you turn on the light. This is how you do this. And it's like beep, beep. A lot of beeping going on. I swear to God. Really cool. But it was really neat. I told my son, I was like, when you stay here and you look around, this is what it means to have a goal and stick to it and to work hard. And sure, he can't, program his phone to save his life and keep his music on. But that's why I'm important. It is funny though. He did it. It's a beautiful place that he worked his tail off, and well deserved. And one of those things where I just looked around and like, I'd be it's so impressive. It's a good job. It's really neat. But and I don't know where I was going with that. I don't know. Don't know. I have a weird noise. I don't know what the fuck that is. I think my wife started the dishwasher, and she has something because it's right above me, and I think she put something too tall in there, and it's smacking it because it's normally very quiet, and I hear the key 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 key. This is why I have to do everything. My goodness gracious. I met a couple new listeners, which was funny too. Renee, Walt, thanks for listening. It was funny. I was showing Renee how to subscribe to the podcast, and I go to hit play. She's like, let me hear it. I want to hear it. And she had stolen her husband's phone or her boyfriend. I don't know. Right? Whatever. She hands me his phone, And I'm like, play. I can't hear it. Where's the volume? Blare the volume. And all of a sudden I look over at Walt. He's like, God, it's my hearing aid. I can hear it. Listen, I have listeners and viewers of all ages. I got people that are 18 or younger. I got people in their 60s and 70s. There you go. And I can't remember because, my brain's small. The fact that I'm top 10 in million podcasts for weird news podcasts. I'm the number one comedy podcast in the state of Colorado. So the weird news one is all of United States, which is really neat. They're supposed to send me some graphics so I can make something and post it on social media. But it's really neat to see the wide variety of people and the fact that this show can bring everybody together, all our differences, whether it's age or what, it doesn't matter, sexuality, it doesn't matter. It's really neat to see that people come together with it and enjoy my stupidity. They're like, what's your show about? Well, there's a guy who chopped off his penis and then set it ablaze and threw it into his neighbor's garage, setting the garage on fire. Oh, that sounds fun. It is. It is. What else do you talk about? Let's see. There's a guy that explosive diarrhea. You don't want that. It's like a public service thing. You're welcome. Let's see. Guys pitching tents together. Wholesome fun. Family fun. Yeah. It is always funny when I tell people what the show's about. My wife does it very professionally. She's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I say dick jokes and stuff, funny news from around the globe, okay? Yeah. And she's like, well, it's more than that. It's a little more sophisticated. I'm like, bitch, what you listening to? And she's like, don't you talk to me like that. She raises her hand, and I'm like, I'm sorry. She doesn't. And I don't talk to her that way. Anyway, I'm off the rails. I do appreciate you guys all for listening. Remember, if there's a fire, don't hesitate to go put on pants. Go out there and fight it with your hose. It's fine. I have nothing else to say. You're welcome. That's it for the news. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I really do appreciate you guys. And remember, the objective of this show is to make you smile, to make you forget about all the craziness that is in your life. And that's what makes me happy. And hopefully it makes you happy that for however long, 30 minutes, whatever the episode length is, that you can forget about the nonsense in your life and listen to the nonsense that I'm projecting. And if you can laugh at somebody else's pain, that's fine. It makes you feel good, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It does. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. It's DeHuff Uncensored. Let's keep moving forward. I'll talk to you next time.